1927, Jerome Kern wrote a landmark Broadway musical called Showboat. And I'm sure many of you know that the star of that show was the great Mississippi River. It's probably very true to say, however, that the inspiration for the show was the great Hudson River. And I don't just say that as a dyed-in-the-blue New Yorker. It's true. Jerome Kern was born on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, and later in life, when he'd become very successful, he had a beautiful home just north of Manhattan, right on the shores of the Hudson River. And legend has it that he would sit out on his back porch on his rocking chair and just watch that river flow by, and that's a good part of how he got the idea for this show. I get to watch that river flow by pretty much every day. I live about 90 seconds away from Riverside Park, which is right on the Hudson River, and I'm out there every day with my two yellow Labrador retrievers, Dolly and Paco. Always like to mention the doggies. And I watch that river flow by, and when it flows out to sea, it brings my mind to a place on the very southern tip of Manhattan. That was a place that was very, very important to me. It's a place where early in my career I played 5 nights a week, solo guitar, very early in my career, in my early 20s. And starting in the early 1990s, this group played there many, many times, possibly hundreds of times, for special events and corporate events and all kinds of things. Sadly, the place is not there anymore. It was Windows on the World on the 107th floor of the North Tower. And I have to think sometimes that when we have this confrontation with things like that, one of the most soothing things to the soul is music. I'm sure this is true for many of you. That's why you're here tonight. It's true for many of you in the audience who play music. It's true for us. And one of the greatest pieces in that category I've ever heard is what we're going to play for you right now. Old Man River. It was sung in the show by a bass singer, and we don't have a bass singer in the group, but we have a bass player, and he's going to play the melody for you right now.